The act of bullying has been around for several years, and there have been several stories over time where the theme of the book is bullying. Such examples can include Oliver Twist, Tom Brown's School Days, and many more. According to Hyojin Koo, the Times introduced the first bullying incident on the 6th of August, 1862, after the death of a soldier named Flood. But the first research on bullying didn't start until the late 1970s. According to the HuffPost, Georgia became the first state to implement bullying legislation following the 1999 Columbine shootings. Two of the states that do not have bullying laws, Hawaii and Montana, have created policies as well. And New Jersey's anti-bullying law is said to be the toughest piece of anti-bullying legislation in the country. Cyberbullying is continuing to increase every year. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, it can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and reach a kid even when he or she is alone. According to Dunn, 1 out of 4 kids are bullied in the U.S. every month. Dunn also says 160,000 kids miss school each day for fear of being bullied, and 1 in 10 drops out of school due to repetitive bullying. Dunn adds, 81% of bullying acts aren't reported to adults. Schools are also starting bullying awareness this week by telling students to stand up to bullies. He also says 4% of students have been cyberbullied via text, websites, and instant message, and 30% of middle schoolers have been cyberbullied twice in the past month.
According to IMDb, the movie Bully was released on the first day of school for students in the U.S. in 2011. Director Lee Hirsch states that Bully is a documentary on peer-to-peer bullying across schools in America. Bully is the first documentary film that demonstrates the seriousness of bullying. Dave Morgan, a writer on the CBS News website, mentions that the documentary features 5 children and their families who have experienced bullying, 2 of which resulted in losing their child to suicide. According to the DoSomething.org website, DoSomething.org is one of the largest organizations in the U.S. for teens and social change. By the contributors to the DoSomething.org in April 2012, the Bully Project partnered up with Lee Hirsch, the director of the movie Bully, to start an anti-bullying campaign promoting students to share their experiences with bullying on an online survey. DoSomething.org website and Bully worked together in constructing the results into a national report card that consisted of the information gathered from the students themselves. According to the European Journal of Psychology of Education, there has been an increase in interest of the consequences that take place after a child is bullied. According to Bolton, those who are victimized can suffer from a great deal of distress. Bolton also mentions students who experience being bullied may easily experience anxiety, depression, or fear going to school. Long-term emotional damage is also a possible consequence of bullying, according to Mark Dombeck, who is now a health specialist that experienced bullying as a child. Dombeck states the primary wound that bullying victims suffer from is damage to their self-concepts, to their identities. Bullying is an attempt to instill fear and self-loathing. Being the repetitive target of bullying damages your ability to view yourself as a desirable, capable, and an effective individual. According to Dombeck, as a child continues to lose their self-concept, they too may begin to stop believing in themselves, resulting in their academic performance to slowly decline. Dombeck also mentions the lack of high self-esteem continues to occur. Students may miss out on opportunities for advanced study and possibly even employment. Not only are there consequences for the victims of bullying, but for the bullies themselves. According to Dunn, bullies too may experience academic deficits and even substance abuse.
According to Smith, there have been multiple studies showing that besides the traditional roles of the bully, the victim, and the non-involved, There are also the roles of bully victims, or aggressive victims, or children showing characteristics of both bully and the victim. According to Duncan, a number of studies suggest that these children are more at risk than either peer bullies or peer victims. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services also describes more roles in bullying, such as kids who assist, kids who reinforce, outsiders, and kids who defend. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services defines kids who assist as children who may not start the bullying or lead in the bullying behavior, but serve as an assistant to children who are bullying. These children may encourage the bullying behavior and occasionally join in. Kids who reinforce are not directly a part of the bullying, but act as an audience to the actual bully. They often laugh or act as support for the children, which in turn may encourage the bullying to continue. One of the most questionable roles in bullying is that of the outsiders. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services say, "These children remain separate from the bullying situation. They neither reinforce nor assist. Some may watch what is going on, but they do not provide feedback about the situation to show they are on anyone's side. These children often want to help but do not know how." The final role, kids who defend, actively offer comfort to the child who is receiving the act of bullying and may come to their defense. In order to prevent bullying in the future, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services say, more attention may need to be paid to girls bullying and rumor spreading and social exclusion. At present, anti-bullying materials often emphasize the more obvious physical and direct verbal forms. According to COE, raising the awareness of the various roles of bullying may help. Peer support groups could also aid in turning the bystanders into defenders. Lastly, it is said by Nicolaides that teachers have a good knowledge about some aspects of bullying, but do not feel equipped to tackle it. Offering more knowledge to teachers and ways to help prevent bullying, as well as ways to tackle the issue, will improve the future.
We all agree that bullying is wrong. All aspects of bullying should be taken more seriously, and the schools should watch more closely. This issue should not be taken lightly and requires immediate attention. As teachers, we are going to do our best to recognize bullying from the start and do everything we can to stop it.